have your attention, please? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Oklahoma City, Trapmast3rs.
What up?
What's up?
What's up? What's going on, guys?
Not
up,
much.
Nemo? What's up, Brewster?
What's up?
Appreciate you guys taking time out of your day on this Sunday to
Yes, sir.
hop on here.
No problem.
So, yeah, man, I'm excited for this. You guys are definitely out there. That content's going crazy, so it's awesome.
Yeah, it's something that we never expected, you know. The way it happened, like we didn't set out to get a bunch of followers. That was never our plan. We just was bored playing in the backyard with the camera, and I mean,
we seen other people making videos, and we thought, man, we could do that, you know. And so we tried it, and then it just kind of caught on fire.
It man, I tell you, those TikToks take time, especially like lip syncing and all that. How many takes does it take on average to do a video?
okay, so it depends. If it's a song that we grew up listening to and know, it takes a couple. Now, if it's a song that we, you know, have to learn or relearn, then man,
Sometimes it can take like
20 takes.
20 times, you know. But sometimes we'll go out there and nail it on like the second or third time.
Yeah,
Sometimes we'll nail it, and then we'll keep trying to nail it again.
Bro, what gets me is I don't know how the hell you don't blink.
everybody wants to know that. And
yeah, how the heck
that
do you
was
do that?
never that was never a plan either. Like so when I cross my eyes, I'm focusing so much on my eyes staying crossed that it's kind of hard for me to blink. So it really, and whenever they started noticing that and we started doing more videos, I was like, man, I can't blink now.
It was funny, man.
So
I think that's the number one comment I see is, how does he not
every
blink?
time.
Yeah, there's people that just watch just for that.
So that's the secret, though. But we was at my cousin's house the other day. We went out of town and did a show, and we stopped by my cousin's house. And he goes, bro, you used to do that when we was kids. You used to pretend like you were asleep with your eyes wide open. And, like, I didn't remember that. But I guess it's like a skill that I've always had.
That's what's up. That's
crazy. So, hey, are both of you guys from Oklahoma City originally?
No, I'm from Dallas originally, from Dallas, Texas. And I've been up here. I've been in Oklahoma City for like almost just a little over 3 years.
I'm from Oklahoma City originally, yes.
That's awesome.
My mom moved me up to the country when I was like 13, and I ended up graduating high school. And after that, I moved back down here. But so, yeah, Oklahoma City for the most part.
And you guys are brother-in-laws, correct?
No,
that's bull crap.
So we're best friends. We actually met in a sober living house in 2020. I was just getting out of prison for the third time, and he was coming off how long of a binge?
Shoot, I've been high on meth for like a year straight.
Yeah, and so we showed up to this sober living house. I had 2.5 years sober from being in prison. I stayed sober that whole time, and I
had about 20 minutes.
Yeah, and we showed up about the same time, and we hated each other.
Yeah,
Really?
We tried to fight. Yeah, in the first house meeting, I got up and called him outside in the front yard.
Yeah, and then I beat his ass.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I had to ask the question if you were brother-in-laws because that's what it is. I guess I should have figured that was the act.
That's part of the act. That's
yeah.
all
We decided to make ourselves double brother-in-laws.
Yeah,
where he's married to my sister and I'm married to his.
Yeah, we married each other's sister.
Bro.
Wow.
And we're on the look for some characters to play those people.
And
really?
It's funny though. None of this was like everything part of our characters we've made throughout our journey of doing these videos. Like it was not like a script. It was like, man, the way it's played out.
We gotta add something new.
Yeah, the way it's played out, it's been great.
Somebody was like, y'all got your own little TV show.
Yeah.
That's pretty true. That's pretty true.
Yo,
Yeah.
you should. You guys should. I mean,
Oh yeah, reality
definitely.
TV show all
Yeah,
day, man.
Hey, God
We're
willing.
waiting on
Yeah,
them.
God willing. You know.
yeah, that would be awesome. Well, let's kind of give us a little bit of background on you guys. You know, you mentioned, you being sober and you went to prison and whatnot. Just kind of share a little bit about your past. Share as much as you want or as little as you want.
All right. So, I started like my addiction started in 2002. It was like right around when OxyContin was getting real big, and I was 17, and I used to I used to just take like Lord tabs at that time, and I'd go pick up my mom's prescription, and I would sneak a couple out of the bottle. You know, it wasn't nothing really serious until like 2003. Then I started taking opiates every day, and it turned into OxyContin, and then around 19 is when I had my first drug overdose. I overdosed on OxyContin, Xanax, and I think I drank some tequila also, but I ended up in the hospital in a coma for 2 days. Woke up, didn't know where I was, and ended up escaping out of that hospital in my gown because they was trying to keep me there, and they thought I was trying to kill myself when I really just, I was just. I don't know what happened. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
we can edit that part.
so that turned into really fast forward. I mean, 3 prison sentences, 3 overdoses, and 3 rehabs. You know, like it's my number. That's my number 3. That's why I use 3 and everything, because it seems like everything in my life happens in 3s, and that's why I spell the Trapmasters with a 3. I spell Nemo with a 3, and that's Bruce's number too.
That's
so we just
weird.
kinda, we just kind of clicked on that too. But you know, I was 32 years old, and I was on my way to prison for a 3rd time. I'd lost everything, the car, the girl, the house, everything, and I'm sitting in a cell, and I'm bawling my eyes out, and I looked down, and I had the Bible open. I don't even think I was reading the Bible, but I had it open, and the scripture jumped up at me, and it said, "This poor man cried out, and the Lord heard him and saved him from all his troubles." And I remember looking up and going, "God, take this fucked up life, because I don't know what to do with it." And it was like that was my moment of surrender. I was 32 years old. I didn't have nothing. I didn't have no kids, no family. The only thing I had, in my life was prison sentences and drug addiction and all the chaos that I had caused in the midst of all that. So that was my moment of surrender. God, and I've tried doing the altar calls at church. I've tried saying the sinner's prayer. I don't know how many times I've been baptized. And none of that ever worked. It wasn't until I really cried out from the depths of my soul and my heart, God, take this fucked up life, because I don't know what to do with it. I really felt like he knew I meant it this time, and it was my moment of surrender. When I looked up, I realized I was sitting in the same exact bunk that I was sitting in 10 years prior when I very first went to jail, and I heard this voice say, "You ain't done yet," and it just shook me to my core. And from there, I did everything I could. I knew I was going back to prison again, but this time I wasn't gonna get high. My first 2 times I stayed strung out in prison, but this time I was gonna do it different. And whenever they'd come around, AA or NA would come around and to the pod, I was in line. I was going to AA meetings and all that. And I remember going to this AA meeting in county jail when I was waiting to pull chains, and this guy walks up behind me and goes, "Would you like me to bring meetings to you on the kiosk? I can bring a meeting to you once a week, meet up personally." I was like, "Sure." And so I'm waiting in front of the kiosk like a week later for this guy to pop up, and he doesn't pop up. And it's this younger guy, and he's like, "Bradley Sparks?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You don't remember me, do you?" I said, "No." He goes, "We had Art 2 together in 10th grade." And I was like, so I started seeing God's hand in all the little things at that moment. And I was like, man, I'm on the right path, So fast forward, I get to prison. Now, if you've been to prison a couple times, when you go a third time, it don't matter what yard you hit, you're gonna know somebody, and somebody's gonna know you, and they're gonna know, you get high. So as soon as I get to the yard, I mean, they're automatically trying to get me high and trying to pass me joints, dope, anything. And I'm like, no, I'm doing it different this time, y'all. I'm doing it different. It's kind of like jailhouse religion. They're like, yeah, right. Just wait till you get out. Sure, whatever. And I was serious, though. I dropped down in security. I get down to a work center, and my sponsor, which he wasn't my sponsor at the time, he was bringing meetings in there every Friday. And I was 18 months sober, and I remember asking him, I remember like dying on the inside, like I was sober, but I hadn't got rid of all the underlying issues that had caused me to get high and drunk. They say that, drugs and alcohol isn't our problem. Our problem, that's the solution to our problem. Our problem is deep seated. It's rooted in there. And
yeah,
I knew I had to do something. I had to work some steps. I had to do some work on me, or it didn't matter. I was gonna get high again. And he agreed to work steps with me. And we did my 5th step on my 34th birthday there at that prison. I dropped down all the way to a halfway house, and halfway houses are like, you can go out and work and make money, but you got to give them half your money, and you can't go anywhere else but to work, and you come back to prison and you sleep. And my sponsor would pick me up and take me to outside meetings. Well, I get around to step 8, and COVID hits, and we get locked down 23/7. This is March of 2020, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna just sit back. I ain't gotta work no steps. I'm gonna sit. I got 3 months till I discharge. I'm gonna sit back and relax. And thank God for good sponsorship, because I get this manila envelope, and inside of it is these 3x5 cards, and on a paper it says, "Don't think just because you're locked down we're done doing steps." He's like, I want you to write down every person you had harmed. On the other side, I want you to write the harm done and what you intend to do to pay it back. And then I want you to pray for each person. I want you to pray for each person every day. So I'm like, oh, God. So I start doing that, and I got these people on my amends list that I need to make amends to. And so I discharged from prison June 29th of 2020, and I got a little over 2.5 years sober, and I'm starting to rebuild my life back. I'm starting to become the man, God intended me to be, or I felt like he intended me to be. And I get out on June 29th of 2020, and on July 11th, I go to and drive to my mom's house, and her amends was the first one I made. And we sat there, we cried, she forgave me, and laughed. I mean, it was a good time. And then about 11 days later, she dies in a car wreck on her way to go get a gallon of milk. And you talk about testing your sobriety. If there wasn't, I mean, if any time that I wanted to get high, it would have been this time. But you see, I had tools and stuff in my backpack. I'd been learning how to live sober. And I just want to say on this, if anybody's out there struggling, there's no excuse to get high. I don't care what it is. What happens to you in your life, you do not have to drink or get high again. And so we go to my aunt's house, and we're preparing for my mom's funeral, and everybody's like drinking out of this bottle. And I go to her spare bedroom and turn on a Zoom AA meeting, and I just sit there, and I didn't have the camera on. I just sit there and listen to everybody. And I leaned on people, all my brothers in recovery in the program and stuff. And then fast forward, I get back to sober living, and I knew I was going to have to start putting in the work. I was going to have to put to action all the things I had talked about in prison. So I got to work, man. I showed up to sober living with $200 in my pocket. Bruce is there, and he had just showed up. He's
ready to fight.
He's detoxing. And I had $200 in my pocket, and I walked next door to this pawn shop, and I buy me a bicycle for $100, and I ride that bicycle over to the nearest bank, and I open up my very first bank account at the age of 34, and never had a bank account in my life. And then I go and get a gym membership with with the debit card they give me, and that's what I did with my $200. And I would ride my bicycle. I would catch a ride back and forth to work, pay a guy gas money, and I saved up for my driver's license. And I would ride that bicycle to meetings, and slowly but surely, I started building my life back up. I became house manager at that sober living house. They opened up another sober house, and Bruce became the house manager over there. And by then, our friendship was a lot better. We didn't hate each other. And, I met a girl. And through mutual friends, I met this girl. And
They said she lived real close, and she didn't.
Oh, yeah. And from there, I mean, she's in recovery too. And we, I never had a relationship where I wasn't high or using a woman for, in the past, I'd always use them for a place to live, sex, or drugs. And this is the first like healthy relationship I'd had. And, we took it slow. And then, about a year later, we were married. I mean, and then a year after that, we had my baby girl. And I had my first kid at 37. It's crazy. Like, I never thought that would happen, And now, those sober living houses that we started out, there's 4 of them now, and the owner made me the director of those sober living houses. So I get to oversee a bunch of other guys and keep them accountable, and they help keep me accountable too. And then, I mean, life today is great. I got my license back. I got a car. Me and my wife got a house. We got a baby. We got all these things that recovery brings you, but none of that matters if I don't wake up every morning with the gift that I don't have the desire to use or drink anymore. And that gift is greater than any material thing I could ever have. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many days that I'd woken up and I was miserable. And I don't have to live like that anymore. Guys, my phone's about to die.
Okay.
So I'm gonna run to the car. Let's take this over to the car, and we'll continue this. So
a few moments later.
Perfect. Can y'all see us?
Oh yeah, perfect, man.
All right, we're charged up. All right. But so that's like my story in however many minutes we've been on here. But I mean, obviously there's more to my story than just that. But I mean, this journey of recovery is beautiful because I mean things like what's happened to us now with this platform that we built with Trapmast3rs. I mean, rap music and comedy has always been my 2 favorite things, and now we have found a way to put those together, and people love it. And I get to sneak, recovery videos in there, and kind of give people, kind of be transparent with people about who we really are in recovery, because there's a lot of people out there that are scrolling by trying to get a laugh, but they're really dealing with some serious issues. And I just want them to know that, I don't care how many times you tried, don't give up. You can change. And I don't care how old you are either. It's never too late. I know 60-year-olds that are in recovery, and they're helping all kinds of men out, and they're newly in recovery. So don't give up. It's never too late, until we stop breathing. You can turn your life around for the better. But so
how you were talking about waking up in the gift, of not having to live that, not having to use again. And me and Brianna were just talking about this like yesterday. We were singing like, I don't miss waking up dope sick. I don't miss like having to figure out how the hell I'm gonna get my fix for the next day, you know, like being in so much being terrified and being so much anxiety about how the hell I'm gonna get high tomorrow, you know? And
Yeah,
it's
it's
just like,
miserable.
God, I'm so grateful that we don't have to live that life anymore, you know?
Amen.
You never
The
just
cooler,
moment. You're always worried about, what are you doing next to get more money? What are we doing next to get more drugs? Now you can be
Yeah.
happy sitting in the middle of the woods and just being there. You can be happy and you can focus on that, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Jody?
no, the coolest thing is that how you guys turn that humor. Man, it's really just service work, man. It's service work turned into humor. Because for me, man, being sober for 38, 39 months, man, I love giving back. And a lot of times, man, I work at a recovery center here in Detroit, Michigan, and I got 75 to 100 guys. And I had the honor to go and work after this podcast, you know, and when I walk in, I try to make them upbeat, funny, you know, hold them accountable, but a lot of humor, man. I can grab them guys by saying something funny to them and getting them out of that moment of negativity, you know. So when you guys, man, are doing your videos and stuff, and then you throw that little thing in there about recovery, it does catch a lot of people, man. Because being from down south, I'm originally from Orlando, Florida. All my family and friends and buddies and shit follow you guys, and that's why I said I have a couple of them reach out to me and say, "Damn, I didn't know they was in recovery." I said, "Man, it's a cool thing to realize what you guys go through, and you get on this platform and just share what you share with us, man, is absolutely amazing."
Yeah, most definitely, and it's because we try to tell them don't take it so damn serious. You can't take your life so serious in recovery, you know. And you do that, it's gonna be miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they think that you're in recovery, that we're boring, you know? We can't have fun, you know?
I mean, I had more fun in recovery than I did straight
I've
up.
had,
Oh,
I've had
man.
more fun. I've had more fun in the last couple of years than I have my whole life easy.
For real.
Enjoying the moment. That's what we always talk about, enjoying that moment. Y'all out there, before you even have a podcast out, enjoying the moment. Right now, you're enjoying the moment. And each and every day you get to wake up and think, damn, man, like I tell them every morning I wake up, I'm like, bam, man, I get another day to be sober and another to be a presence in somebody's life, you know?
For
So I
real.
get excited, man, to wake up, man, knowing that we're sober today.
Me too.
Absolutely. So, what about you, Brewster?
All right. So I've been sober for on October 6th. I'll have 3 years, which I never thought I would. I never thought I would get sober. I was 15 years old when I started drinking and doing drugs, and I pretty much immediately just went like head first into it. Started selling cocaine when I was 16 for this older dude that I knew, and then that really like opened me up into the drug world, and I just started partying and selling drugs for like, I don't know, 20 years, you know. And I really don't remember a whole lot of that. Like, I remember bits and pieces, and like I'll try to guess how many houses I had, you know, and I'll still, like, sometimes I'll still remember like a new house that I lived in that I had forgot about, because they ended all the same way. I would lose everything I had, or just leave everything there and move to another one, and lived in motels, you know, for years at a time, and then just doing all kinds of crazy felony stuff that could get me killed pretty much every day. And so I did that forever, and all that happened. And I feel like the reason I did that is because I did have a really bad traumatic childhood, and I didn't deal with any of that shit. And I just started. I found a way to make it go away, and so I kept doing it. And so then I started doing the last. I'll go ahead and skip through all that because it was pretty much the same day over and over again. But then towards the end of it, I did go to prison, but that didn't work. Right when I got there, I was selling drugs in prison within a couple of hours, and doing them, just selling it just to do it, and just to pay for a little bit of stuff to eat. you know. And so then I got out of prison, and I really did try to clean up, but I just wasn't ready yet. I still thought I could do drugs when I wanted to, and I couldn't, you know what I mean? But I just couldn't admit to myself that I couldn't do drugs, because I felt like that was the only thing that was keeping me around. And so anyway, I did end up getting high. I stayed sober for a little bit, like 3 months here, 6 months here. I even got a year. I got a year, and then on my year anniversary, I went and got wasted, like right after the ceremony, you know. So then I did get sober again, off and on. I got married, and then I got divorced, and that shit hurt. So I went back into this. It was right when COVID happened too. So I had a perfect storm where I was going to be at my house. There was not going to be anyone else there. And we had COVID. So nobody was going to come checking on me or none of that. So I had the house to myself finally. And I got high every day for that last year. I mean, I only went to sleep a few times, you know, for like an hour or two here and there. I would black out from being awake for so long that I would smash my head on the ground. Like I would wake up to my head hitting the ground on the floor. Like my body would just lose all control, you know? And I think I weighed 107 pounds when I got to sober living. Like I had malnutrition, you know, like I don't know, man. It was awful. And
you
like,
still tried to fight Nemo.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah. I mean, probably tougher than. I was probably tougher then, because now I got it. Now I'm living the good life, you know. So my body's. I don't know. No, that's not true, man. That's not true. But so yeah, that last year, I had met this guy in prison that we both know, Blake Beckner. He does Better Together Recovery.
Shout out to Better Together Recovery. That's who saved our lives, or had help in saving our lives. Blake Beckner.
We'll put that in the description.
I was actually working. I left that house I was getting high in because I knew that I needed to get out of there. And I went and I was working for this lady, basically like a caretaker of this property out in the middle of nowhere. And my buddy Blake calls me and he's like, "Hey man, I started Sober Living House." And I said, "Yeah, I heard." And he said, "Well, I got a bed for you when you're ready." And I said, "Well, shit, I'll be there tomorrow." And then I had like an out-of-body experience where I kind of looked at myself and was like, "You're going to do what?" Because I had no plan on going. And it was weird the way, like, even when I said that, it wasn't me saying it. Like, I did not say that. And I thought in my head, you lied to him. Because I hated lying to Blake. Because I actually respected him. So I thought in my head, why'd you just lie to him? And then I thought about it and I thought, man, you know, what if I tried one more time? You know? And so I decided that I would try one more time. And if it didn't work this time, I would know pretty soon and I could just leave and whatever, you know? And so I packed up all my stuff in my Suburban. I showed up to the sober house. I didn't do anything the way you're supposed to. I was high when I got there. And they let me sweep acorns off the roof for the first couple of days. No bullshit. And then I went in there and laid down. And all those guys took care of me, man, while I was asleep for the next 3 days off and on. I would wake up and they would have like a bowl of cereal right there. Wait, you know, like, "Here, man, eat this. Here, eat that." You know, and Blake was real cool. He let me, he let me make it, man. Like, I wasn't going to make it at a regular sober living house because I suck at following rules. And, but he he'd bend them a little bit for me, you know, and then until I didn't have to have that no more. And then I started to be sober, and I was never, man, I've never been more relieved in my life, dude, than just with little simple things like being able to go to sleep without worrying that something's going to happen to you while you're asleep. You know, just eating and going to sleep every day, man, it's fucking awesome, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I was robbing myself out of some cool shit. Turns out it's pretty cool to sleep, you know? And if my life sucked so bad, I don't know why I wanted to be awake for all of it, like every 24 hours, you know? But so I got here. I didn't know anybody in Oklahoma City except for Blake. And then I met Nemo, and me and him, you know, we started off rocky, but then all of a sudden, like, you know, he lost his mom and I've lost my mom. And then that brought us together right there. Because I seen him, like, when you see somebody hurt from losing their mother and you've been through it, then you know you need to help them out a little bit. You know what I mean? And so that's how it started, us being cool. And then, you know, we both, he was the manager at one house. I was the one at the other. We were always having to work together, usually over some crazy shit, throwing people out and drug tests and all that. But we've done a lot of stuff together, like real life stuff. And we've worked with a whole bunch of people that have died and everything else. You know, a lot of people made it, but a lot of people that me and him have helped, they died. So we've seen it. We've been on, I feel like what I like to say is that they can teach all these classes about how to do this and that and be a recovery specialist and whatever. But me and Nemo, we've actually done it. Like, we've been on the front lines and we've actually, like, been in the trenches. And I feel like that's how come we stay sober, because we stay there. You know what I mean? We keep going. Like, anybody that reaches out to me and asks me stuff about recovery, I'll stop what I'm doing to answer them. And I feel like it's my, it definitely saved my life. There's way more stuff that happened, but I'm just trying to do a little quick, you know, thing. But yeah, man, I was almost dead, dude. I've OD'd numerous times. My heart actually, I've been shocked back to life twice. I should be dead, definitely, you know, shot at, just everything bad that you can imagine almost, you know, we've been through it. And now we're here, and now I feel like I finally have started my life for the first time ever. My wife was teasing me saying, "Do you think you'll have a midlife crisis?" And I said, "Hell no, because I ain't even had a life yet." You know what I mean? So, like, I don't think I'll be flipping out at 50, because really I'm only going to be having about 7 years of life by then. So, so I'm happy nowadays. I never thought that would happen. I never thought I'd have peace. I never thought that I could quit doing drugs. But then one day I did. I believed that I could. And I just kept telling myself in the mirror, "You're a bad motherfucker." And then I finally started believing it. So that's how I got here.
It's amazing what recovery
Sorry for all these words.
Bro,
I cuss a whole lot.
Hey,
listen, I don't give a fuck.
All right.
That's
good.
why it's called the Blacklist, partner.
We talk about things that, you know, we don't censor people. We want people to be real, you know?
Yeah, and that's what we wanted to say is recovery can be fun. You can have a blast at this shit. It is the life we live today is beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, don't put no boundaries on your sobriety, man.
Straight up.
You know, a lot of people want to put all these damn restrictions on being sober, man. And at first you might need that, you know, kind of like some training wheels on a bike, but man, eventually you got to take them damn training wheels off and go ride the bike.
Yeah.
That's why I think all of us right here in this room, man, and I love the word recovery out loud, man. There's nothing anonymous about me when I'm out and about, you know, like I'm always rocking some type of recovery shirt or something like that, or sober is swaggy or whatever it is, man. You just got to let people know, you know. And then, like you said, Bruce, so when somebody calls, man, it's almost like a stop at ease. Hey, what did you say? You need help? Okay, let me see where I can direct you, or let me see where I can call, or let me see what we can do. It's just a brotherhood, sisterhood that we all have, man, in recovery nowadays. And it's just something, man, that's growing so fast and far between. But to hear you guys' story and the way you guys, how you guys met up, and the way you both lost your moms and different things like that, and how you guys are today, man, is just truly, like I said, man, I'm faith based. I believe in God, but like you said, man, wow, what an amazing story that both of you guys have, and the way you do your humor, and the way you guys represent yourself and your towns and your family and your kids, man. What an amazing journey you both have, man.
Oh yeah, I got a wife too and a house also.
Yeah.
So he got things. I got pretty much the brand new life too. I feel like I'm in the fucking witness protection program. You know what I mean?
Hey, whatever works, bro. So, all right. So how did this? So now that we got that, so how did Trapmasters come about?
Oh yes, I love this. I love answering this question. Trapmasters started because Bruce got bit by a Great Dane. So
Okay.
me and Bruce we'd be in the back of like AA meetings, and we'd be nobody can see that shit, bro. He got bit by it wasn't made it out to be. But we started out like we would always crack jokes back and forth to each other, especially in meetings. We'd be back and forth. I mean, I hate to say it, but we'd be clowning on people in the meetings, and that's how we got really good at our back and forth. And
That's fucked up.
yeah, it is fucked up, but I'm being serious. That's how we started out. And so he gets bit by this Great Dane, and the next day he makes this video on Facebook Reels, and he's got his hair slicked back, and he's pretending to be a TV reporter, and his name is Skip Tracer from Channel Fix News, and it's spelled THIXX, and he's like, if you see this, and he's got like I don't know if it's an Australian accent, but he's like, if you see this dog, shit your pants immediately, and he shows this picture of this dog. And it's supposed to be the Great Dane, but it's like a stick figure dog. It does not even look like a dog.
Oh my God.
I'm dying laughing. I'm seeing this reel and I'm dying laughing. So I'm a barber out in the world. He's a painter. I'm a barber, and I cut his son's hair, and I'm on my way to his house to cut his son's hair, and I was like, and it just clicked. I was like, bro, we need to do a video of you being Skip Tracer, and whenever you say it'll be a before and after haircut, and you'll have your hair down, and you'll say, "This is Skip Tracer reporting live. We're here with Nemo the Baba," and I'll rise up behind you, and you'll and then it'll clip off to the after video of you getting your hair cut, and you'll be so shocked by how good it is. But I didn't cut anything, and that'll be the funny part about it. So we did that video, and we used like I said, we never got on TikTok. We got on TikTok and we used it for the editing, and then we would take our videos off TikTok and we put them on Facebook. Well, so we did that video, we put it on Facebook, and our friends loved it. Like it got a pretty good it got a pretty good review, you know. So I'm like, bro, we got to make more videos. We got to do more. And so we're throwing ideas back and forth to each other. I'm like, I had this idea of being like this juvenile kid who steals cars, and you play a driver's ed teacher, and I pull up to take my driver's test, and I have a screwdriver in the glove box, and you play.
And then I was like, no. How about I'm fucking carried on Jerry Dale Davis?
So it didn't start like that. It didn't start like that. He goes, how about we talk about how bad we're trappers, and we talk about how badass we are at trapping, and we never trap anything. Well, he had an idea of trapping like stuffed animals, and we were gonna he had found this big rat trap. And he had the idea to paint this rat trap camouflage, and we were going to present that, and we were going to trap stuffed animals. So I was like, I didn't like the idea. He was like, we'll be called Trapmasters. So I didn't like that.
I thought that because I was thinking when I was a kid watching Bassmasters, you know.
Okay.
Then I wanted to do a fake hunting show at first, but I figured someone had already done that. So I was like, fuck, what's different than hunting? And I was like, well, if we were fake trappers, that's not a fucking hunting show. And
so he says we're going to be trappers. So immediately I'm thinking drug dealers. I'm like, bro, I don't want to. Why are we going to be trappers? And
talking about like Davy Crockett and shit, you know?
So I'm sitting in my barber chair one day. He's like, come over, let's practice this. And I come over and he goes, my name's going to be Terry Don Jerry Dale Davis. He goes, I want 4 names. And 4 first names with a last name. And it's going to be the most hillbilly name you can think. I said, well, I want only one name. It's going to be Jaquarius. And that's over a childhood friend of mine. And so he was going to be Terry Don Jerry Dale Davis, and I was going to be Jaquarius. And we shot the pilot video in the kitchen. And right when I pushed play, I just went cross-eyed. And I was like, I didn't say that's right or nothing at that time, but I was like, we went back and forth on that. And I was like, I played it back and I was like, bro, this is gold. I said, he goes, I got camo. I said, go get it. So he goes and gets the camo and we go out in the backyard and we push play and it was the first take and it was all freestyle.
We shot that first straight.
Nothing was nothing was written down. It was all freestyle. And he goes, hey y'all, I'm Terry Don Jerry Dale Davis. And this is my brother-in-law Jaquarius. And I was like, that's right. And after we posted that, well, like I said, we were just using TikTok for the editing. So I was going to take the video off TikTok and put it on Facebook for our friends to see. That was it. We didn't set out saying, man, I want to get a bunch of followers, none of that. And I woke up the next morning and I don't know what made me click on TikTok because I only had 13 followers. You know, I didn't get on there much. And I get on there and that video had over 2,000 likes and like 22,000 views. And I called Bruce. I said, bro, this thing just blew up. He goes, you're shitting me. And I sent him the video from TikTok and I'm looking through the comments and it's saying more Trapmasters. We need more Trapmasters. So I was like, we got something here, you know? And by the end of that week, we had 1 million views with that video. And we were already writing down different skits and stuff about what we were going to do. And we played
so
off that.
badass.
So
then the music came.
Trapmasters was all his idea. The skit was his idea. I did not like it. I did not want to do it. And then one day I kept hearing that damn Morgan Wallen song. What's going on, mama? Something just dawned on me. And I couldn't get it out of my head. And my character, Jaquarius, he always talks about his alcoholic mom, Edna, and how he loves her.
Good woman.
And so I was like, I had this idea. I said, Bruce, our skits, I said, will you please let me do this? And so I played that song and I said, I'm going to lip sync the first verse of this song and you're going to be in the background and you're just going to shake your head like, oh my God.
Which was easy because I didn't like his idea either.
Yeah, he didn't like he did not like lip syncing the music stuff. And then I was like, you're going to knock the phone out of my hand right when it gets to the chorus. And we did that and it blew up bigger than any skit we'd ever did. Like the music just blew up. And then we was like, bro, they like lip syncing, I guess. And like, we didn't know that. We didn't watch videos on TikTok. We didn't watch other lip syncers. We never did any of that. We never copycatted anyone. And so we started throwing ideas of different songs. And he was like, man, I wish we could do 2 of America's Most Wanted by Snoop and Tupac. I was like, why can't we? And I said, find the edited one and we'll do it. And we did that. It blew up. We did Regulators. It blew up. All the songs kept blowing up. And then celebrities started posting us on their Instagram. Snoop Dogg posted us on his Instagram. Warren G posted us on his. Casey from Casey and JoJo posted us.
Pablo.
Petey Pablo, Vanilla Ice. I mean, we're friends with Vanilla Ice and Petey Pablo on there. It's like, so we was like, it got to the point where like, no matter who we did, that celebrity would post us on their Instagram or their TikTok. And
until we became a threat, and then they were like, fuck them.
Yeah, now we're like, we got all them followers now that like the celebrities don't even they at first it was a surprise. Now they're like they know what's coming.
Bro, every video is blowing up. Every
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
video.
It's crazy. And then, like and now we just mix it. We'll do skits. Like we got our fans that love just the skit, and we'll do different skits now. And then we have our fans that just like the music, and we'll do that. You know, we grew up on rap and R&B. Like that's ingrained in us, and it's not hard for us to do. And
yeah, we both love that kind of music.
we love that kind of. But I love all music. My favorite
I do
is
too. I mean,
R&B, country, rap. Those are my three favorite. But
we're about to show the range too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just that blew up.
We're
I
about to open it up.
I mean, I
So,
see a lot of comments that you guys get. The only thing is, why you always do rap music? I always see that.
Yeah, I hate it when people say that, man. You know what I mean? Like, because we want to. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
That's the answer.
Yeah,
It's
it's
our
Hey,
shit.
that's what you like, so that's what you do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how Trapmastr started, and now we're just riding this wave of what do we do next? You know, we've done shows now, we've done live shows, we've done interviews like this, what we're doing right now. We've done different podcasts. We
Made it through a marijuana festival without getting high.
We went to we did a show at a marijuana festival. And yeah, I'd like to say that too. Our recovery is complete abstinence. We don't drink, we don't smoke weed, we don't take Suboxone. Our recovery is complete abstinence because that is the only relief that we've tried everything else and it does not work. And when we go to these shows and stuff, like we did that show at that weed festival, you know, people try to pass us a joint. We're like, nah, man, we don't smoke. They're like, what are you here for?
To make y'all laugh.
Yeah, we're here doing a show, bro. We don't have to get high. I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
That's so cool.
the thing is that there's more than one way to recovery.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, and that's
To
what I'm
each
saying.
their own, man.
I'm not knocking
You know what I
anybody
mean?
if that's the way they recover. I'm not. That's
Right.
not what I'm saying. I'm saying for us,
For you
we had
personally.
to do it that way.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And what works for you may not work for me or her or vice versa, you know? And
Oh, I know that my program of recovery is not going to fucking work for a whole bunch of people.
No,
like
no.
I wouldn't even suggest it. You know what I mean?
And
Because
we're
I don't really follow like the template that they fucking put out there, but I'm making
right.
it. Fucking gonna keep making it, but I'm probably not gonna be like, hey, you should try this shit.
Right.
Because you know, I know my path's different, but I don't care because it's working.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Most
What works for you works for you, you know?
Straight.
You know what gets me rolling, bro, is Bruce is you in the back fucking rubbing your nipples and stuff when he's singing. We'll sit in bed at night and I'm watching the videos. I'm just laughing my ass off. And he's back there just rubbing himself.
Hey, he's the greatest hype man ever. Like some of the stuff he does in his ad libs, I'm blown away. I'm like, bro, I could never do that. Like he's good. He's really good.
So
You guys are awesome.
I actually study this shit. You know what I mean? Like I take that little piece of music and dissect the shit out of it.
There you
And
go.
I've been a comedian my whole life, you know what I mean? But I never thought I would get to actually like pursue it professionally. And the last year I started doing stand up and going to these open mics and stuff, and I'm having fun with it, man. You know, and I feel like I could make it big if I just keep doing it, and I get more comfortable, and that's what's happening is me and him are getting more comfortable on the camera, and we're able to actually let it out more.
Yeah.
So
What does the
we're
future
getting better
look
at
like for you guys?
do what?
What does the future look like for you guys?
We don't know. That's the beautiful thing about it.
Yeah.
We don't know. Like, you know, the minute I try to take control is when it's probably gonna all crumble.
I don't
There you
know.
go.
When people
That's fair.
if you like, I feel like if we just kind of try not to worry about that part, it's probably the best.
It is the best.
Oh, absolutely.
if I start thinking about all that stuff, I'll talk myself right out of this, maybe.
And then I hope after we're dead and gone, you know, people will see our videos and laugh. You know, we left something here for them.
Oh, they definitely gonna remember you guys, bro. There ain't no doubt in my mind.
Absolutely.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Where we'll put the description and the link or the links in the description, but tell everybody where they can follow you at, where they can contact.
Okay, so you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok, and we're at Trapmast3rs, and that's Trapmast3rs, TRAPMAST3RS, and you can also find us online at realtrapmasters.com. That's spelled with the 3 also, and you can buy merch, you can see upcoming shows, you can hit us up, you can find our little link tree over there and email us if you know, like you guys did, and you know,
and we got all kinds of exciting stuff coming.
Oh yeah, and we're always taking requests. You know, people request stuff for skits, ideas for skits and music and stuff, and we're always open to it. And I mean, we really try to engage with our fans and stuff. And I mean, I don't know, honestly, to answer your question, but I don't know what the future holds. I just know that we're having a blast doing this, and we're gonna, cause we laugh more probably than y'all do.
Oh yeah, dude,
making
the
dying
videos. Laughing, dude, falling down on the ground, crying, when both of you fall down on the ground laughing. It's pretty good, man.
Yeah, you know, you got it.
That's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know how you guys keep a straight face.
We don't.
Never.
It's so.
We've already done laughing by the time. So. Yeah.
All right, man. We appreciate you guys hopping on, taking some time out of your busy day. You know, yeah, man, keep doing what you guys are doing. You guys are definitely, like I said, making people laugh, and laughter is one of the best medicines for the soul, you know?
Amen.
Thanks for having us.
Nemo Booster, man, it's an honor, bro. It's been an honor, man, to listen to you both share. Like I said, man, much love, respect to both of you, to you and your families, your new ways of life. Thanks for getting on here and showing these new people in recovery that there is a way. You know, you just got to stay sober today, man. I really appreciate you guys. We're going to be following you guys and posting videos and doing things to promote you guys on all our social media. And anything you guys need, be sure to reach out to us, man. Like I said, man, Swag here thinks you guys are amazing, bro. And y'all keep doing what you're doing. Keep your head up, mash the gas.
Yeah, this episode will drop this Wednesday. So, you know, we'll tag you on all platforms, and I appreciate the share.
One more thing to say. We're the best at this shit.
That's right.